You know who has made a sudden change of heart this weekend, announcing that he's ditching his aspiration to lift coronavirus restrictions by Easter, and he explained why he's extending them until April 30th. Check it out.
When you hear that 2.2 million people could have died if we didn't go through all of this, and now the number will be, a much lower number. If we can hold that down, as we're saying, to 100,000, it's a horrible number. Maybe even less, but to 100,000. So we have between 100 and 200,000. We all together have done a very good job.
Now, he also mentioned how shaken up he was to see what's happening at Elmhurst Hospital in Queens neighborhood near where he grew up. So did the experts finally say something that got through? I mean, what do you make of this?
Who are you speaking to?
I think you, Joy.
I'm speaking to all of you.
Okay, all right, I'll start. Here's the thing. Wasn't he just retweeting about his ratings in the last 48 hours while Americans are dying all over the place? Here's the thing about him. Narcissism is an incurable disorder. He has shown that he is incapable of empathy, and he will punish anyone who doesn't kowtow to him and praise him. He's jealous of anyone who outshines him. He hogs those press conferences and talks without a care that he's giving out false information. He doesn't take the blame for anything. He blames Obama for everything. People are dying all over the place. So I have very low expectations that he will change at this point.
Okay.
Unless he or someone in his family contracts the virus. To paraphrase FDR, we have nothing to fear but Trump himself. That's how I see it.
Little nuance in the quote,
okay.
but one thing
Anybody else?
one thing I'm adjusting to, I think hearing this date was extended, as many of us kind of felt that was going to be the case. And I think it's trying to find a new normal in our homes, because it's where we all are. I'm coming off the heels of a tough weekend, and I think with kids, we're definitely not thriving. We're surviving right now, and I'm trying to find a normal for us, because Max works from home, and to get anything done with the kids there, but also to keep them growing and get their energy out and everything else. It's tough. So I know across this globe, there are a lot of people facing things. So I know that we are very lucky and fortunate to have jobs. It's just we haven't gotten even close to finding a normal for the next month in our house. So,
well, it just seems to me that Dr. Fauci said on Sunday that his dire predictions about 2 million people possibly dying is what had an impact on Trump. And you heard Trump mention that number, 2 million deaths. And now he's saying if we can keep it to 100,000 deaths, that would be a good thing. And so I think now is the time, in terms of what Joy is saying, to criticize Trump, to make sure that he is held to account, to explain to him that his inaction early on has led to deaths, has led to these dire consequences. You have Nancy Pelosi saying while he was fiddling, people were dying. And so while we know that not enough people are being tested, while we know that New York is in dire straits, that New York needs more ventilators, New York needs more PPEs, all across the country we're going to be seeing worse and worse situations. I think that Trump is now realizing that we are in this pandemic and in dire straits, and now is the time to hold him to account.